What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Future Watch, where we like to break down Web3 in a very simple manner. I'm your host, Hinano. Thank you for joining us. It's super early here, guys. It's 7 in the morning for me. It is bright and bushy-tailed, and guys, we have an action-packed show, and it's going to be a really quick show. We're going to do rapid-fire questioning with the CEO of Cryptoys. We got Will Weinrob waiting in the studio very patiently. But before we get him in, guys, let's get our awesome co-hosts. We have MetaBeast as well as D, and also the biggest bro is joining us as well from the VR side. Guys, how have you been? We're gonna go down the line really quick. We'll start with you, D. D, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm good. I got my coffee. Cheers. Let's go. MetaBeast, you're up.
This is how we roll.
Yes. I'm gonna drown myself in his
MetaBeast,
coffee.
I love your background, man. It's like, where are you, dude?
Well, I since we're getting up so early, I spent the night at the True Media volcano lair.
Ooh.
Nice, the lair. I love it.
The budgeting is going up, baby. Everybody got coffee. I have my green smoothie, trying to be a better human. So let's go.
Electrolytes.
I want to know where the budget is. I'm still in my room here. How do I get the volcano?
You have a fridge right next to you, Come on.
That's all I get is a fridge, guys. Guys, thank you for joining us. Like I said, we do have virtual radio after this, but we're going to spend the hour with Will Weinrob. We're going to talk about Cryptoys, their migration to Abtract chain, and how it benefits us going forward with the project. So without further ado, guys, let's get him into the studio. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the hair that's so shiny, it makes Bradley Cooper look bad. We got Will Weinrob in the studio. What is up, Will? Good to see you again, brother.
Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's been a while since you and I have interacted on stream, at least a year or so. So I was telling D last night, it's really good to have you guys back in the scene. It's kind of like seeing an old friend back on the block again. So before we get started, because we do have an hour program right here, I kind of want to give you the floor, Will, for the people that may not have tuned into our space on Sunday, where it was more of like a fireside chat, or any other live streams prior. Kind of explain to the audience really quick on what you guys have been up to, where you've been, and where you guys are going to be going in the future with the project.
Yeah, exciting time for the company for sure. It's been quite a journey, and there's been some ups and downs. Obviously, we know, not just with Cryptoys, but the broader market in general. And we had to make a lot of tough decisions and figure out ways that we could restructure things in order to make it to today and be able to push through all the tough times and get on the other side of it. So we're very excited about this next chapter with Abstract. We got a lot of stuff coming. We've only announced just like a fraction of all the things that we have cooking. And yeah, for folks that don't know what Cryptoys is, at Cryptoys, we're building the world's premier digital toy company. We partner with some of the biggest brands in the world, like Disney and NASCAR and others, in order to achieve that mission of building the world's premier digital toy company. And it's an exciting time. Play patterns all over the world are going digital, as we all know, right? Kids are playing on digital devices and things like that to get their entertainment. And we think the toy industry is going through a really big evolution to meet people where they are, not just kids, but adults and people of all ages. So Cryptoys wants to be at the forefront of that paradigm shift. And yeah, we're excited to build with the biggest brands in the world and some of the biggest partners in the world. So excited to be here.
I love that. And you talk about your partner. So I just kind of want to get right into it and kind of ask the very first question right here, as what made you guys decide to move Cryptoys to Abstract chain? And what have you guys been cooking on in the background?
Yeah, so there's a few reasons. I'd say like the top two, which we could talk about, are the number one reason is, Abstract really focused itself on building one of the best 0-to-1 experiences in crypto. So that's really important, is to get people onboarded into Web3 and collecting NFTs and to make their first wallet in a very frictionless way. Actually, that's why they named the blockchain Abstract, because they abstract away all the technology, is the idea behind it. So for us, who's building a consumer-focused Web3 product and who's going to be marketing a ton on social platforms to non-Web3 native audiences, you want to be able to run an ad, somebody sees that ad, clicks on it, and then all of a sudden they're onboarded really, really quickly within 2 clicks and collecting their first Cryptoy. And Abstract provides one of the best 0-to-1 experiences in Web3, without a doubt. The other is distribution. I was just tweeting about it the other day, and I talk about it all the time. Is distribution is the name of the game, right? You could have the best product in the world, but if you don't have distribution, nobody's going to use it. And matter of fact, often an average product with great distribution will beat a great product with no distribution every single time. So Abstract has really focused a lot of the way they've built the blockchain and their ecosystem around providing distribution to applications that build on top of Abstract. So you can actually see, you can go to portal.abs.xyz, and they have what is effectively crypto's first app store. We're familiar with like the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, but crypto's been very fragmented. You have this app on this chain, you have this thing over here, and even the folks that are building on top of the same chain, they're all in their individual silos and islands. And what Abstract really did that was smart is they built this portal, which effectively acts as an app store and a place where other folks can discover your application that are already in the ecosystem. And they tie things together in a very, very smart way. They have an XP system, a badging system, a way to level up and progress throughout the entire chain, so that all the apps that build on top of the platform and the blockchain benefit. So those are the top two reasons, and we're really excited to continue building in this next chapter, working alongside them.
Very cool. And so I am actually unknown to Abstract whatsoever. In fact, I didn't even know anything about it until you guys were actually announced the migration right here. And so just kind of going on the lines and doing a couple Google searches, it shows that this is run by the Igloo. Your PFP does kind of give us a little bit of hints of where we're going with this. Is there anything that you can kind of talk on in terms of the partnership with Abstract that you haven't really spoken about yet?
There's lots of things that we'll announce shortly here over the next coming weeks and months, but there's it's no secret that Abstract is part of the Igloo ecosystem and works directly with the Pudgy crew and whatnot. So there's lots of things that we're excited to do within that ecosystem, and stay tuned. Best is yet to come.
I see. Okay, I'm gonna hand off my questions now to D and Big Bro. D, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I had to unmute. Okay, so one question I had, because when our items get moved from where they were before to another chain, can you tell us how the migration process works? Will our stuff be reminting, starting brand new again? Because I know a lot of people also are concerned with their mint numbers, if it was the first appearance when they minted on this particular chain. So can you kind of give us the process on how that's working out?
Yeah, everything's transferred over one-to-one. Your mint numbers stay exactly the same. For most users, they won't even know the difference between their NFTs previously and what their NFTs look like in the next chapter here on Abstract. Everything stays exactly the same, and everything's moved over pretty automatically. Users don't even have to do anything. It's a seamless process overall. So we think users will be very happy with the experience, and it opens up a lot of things that was not previously possible before. So very, very seamless and one-to-one. And there's always provenance, right? So no matter if it's a different chain that it was when you initially minted it, you'll still have that provenance where you can kind of connect the dots and see, hey, this was the FA at this time, et cetera, et cetera. So we think all users will be happy there.
Okay, and then just to also touch on that, because I know the marketplace isn't open currently. Do you kind of have an idea of when the migration will be completed and when we can get to our backpacks and transfer or play with our items?
Yeah, you should be able to log into your backpacks now for most users. Take a look, and if you have any issues, let me know and drop the line to support. If you have any issues, we'll get back to you quickly. And then we're going to be doing our first mint very, very soon for Mickey and Friends Volume 1, which you'll see. I think we actually just tweeted about it a couple minutes ago, right before I jumped on this podcast. And then right after that mint, or shortly after that mint, we'll be opening the marketplace back up.
Oh, cool. And then I had one kind of different question, because the Pudgy Penguins, I've been playing the game. I totally suck at it, but it's really fun. Will we see the ZooFOs or other characters possibly in the Pudgy Penguin game later down the line?
Stay tuned. There'll be a lot of exciting
Ooh,
things.
okay.
He didn't say no.
He did say no. He said stay tuned. Okay. I'll be staying tuned. Okay. That's the ones I have just for now. We can pass it on to Big Bro, or even if MetaBeast had a question pop up.
Yeah, I would just you kind of touched on the question I was going to ask was now that you are on Abstract Chain and there is a lot of different companies and stuff on there, how has it been collaborating with them, and how open has it been for you guys to kind of like see and use resources or like share different ideas between each other?
Yeah, they've been very supportive. We're in constant conversations with them. We talk to them each and every day. And they're always happy to help in different areas, whether it was technical support when we were working on the migration, or marketing support, or helping us connect to other projects that could, be beneficial for both sides. They've been fantastic, and they're very, very active. And they're really pushing forward on this mission of like being the #1 chain recognized for consumer crypto. So Cryptoys fits really, really nicely into that ethos. So we work very closely with them, and we share the same long-term beliefs of this industry and how we can best achieve that together by onboarding the next few million people into this industry.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. I got a question right here for you, Will. So did moving to the Abstract change a lot of the core products that you guys were ready to launch with last year? I know we were talking about in the past mobile gaming. You guys were also kind of dabbling with maybe AR, some physicals. You guys had some casual games, and also the Cryptoys verse. With the move, and kind of like you guys been gone for at least like a good year, what's going on with that, and what can we expect now that you guys have come back into the forefront?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we, for the most part, things have continued on from the previous iteration as far as like how we were planning out certain products and things like that. Nothing changes from like a technical perspective, from like how we were envisioning the platform before we did this migration and after. I would say that where some of our thinking has evolved is in regards to the type of experiences and games we want to bring to market. As you guys remember, in 2021 and 2022, everything was metaverse. That was like the buzzword at that time. And what the data is showing us is that people are excited about the idea of metaverse, but not a lot of people, especially our target audience, are spending their time in metaverse-like experiences. They're busy, they have kids, they have family, they're working, they don't have time to sit in virtual environments all day long. And where we see the biggest opportunity is in the gaming space, and the mobile gaming space in particular. Mobile gaming and casual gaming is one of the fastest growing segments of the gaming space. And Cryptoys provides a great platform to build micro apps, games, and experiences on top of. So we think that, we'll be able to bring a lot more exciting products to market a lot faster by focusing on that category. It's no secret that all of the Cryptoys are built in Unity, right? These are rigged Unity assets. Yeah. So the idea is you'll be able to take these Unity-based assets into other Unity-based experiences and enjoy them, and have different apps, and not just games, but utility-based apps like AI-based apps, social apps like AR, and things like that. So yeah, excited to really double down on that approach, because it allows us to ship things a lot quicker once we get the gaming stuff out there.
Yeah, and you guys are really good at like kind of keeping us informed. You guys had a Trello board. I remember your white paper was always getting updated. Now, I haven't looked at the current iteration of it. I'm going to assume all of that is going to be on the table. And I say that because that was the one thing that we loved the most about you guys, was always being open and transparent about your process of things. And even if things weren't getting shipped, you guys were good at letting us know. Is that something you're just going to continue on going forward?
Absolutely. Trello board will be updated shortly, so stay tuned for that. We'll make some updates there, and we continue to strive for having great communication. So if there's more things that we can communicate on and things that we could do better, let us know. We're always listening, and we want to stay very active. And as you guys know, I'm an open book, and I'm easy to get in touch with. Like, hit me up on Twitter. My DMs are open, so slide into my DMs. I give you full permission. I want to hear from everybody.
Well, look at that. An open book right there, guys. Okay, so I know you talked about you guys are more focused on the casual gaming, but we do have a person that really likes the metaverses sitting with us right now. And so I really kind of want to touch on the Cryptoys verse, maybe for the future of where the project is going to go. And the reason why I say that is, and you know this, Will, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure our daughters are almost the same age. They love playing in these little constructs, like, say, Minecraft, Roblox, and, you know, playing these little games, whether it's in, like, some type of, like, virtual digital playground, right? And so I know there's not a lot of metaverses out here, and with the loss of Futureverse, there's only a handful of them left, especially places where we can play with our stuff. And I do believe that in the future, we want to have a place where we can hang out and play with our stuff. I like to use it as a good example is when I was a kid, there was like the only place I could really play with my toys, because here in Hawaii, it wasn't cool to play with your comic books and toys at school, is my local LCS. It was like my sanctum, right? And so I really believe kids will want to find a construct, a digital playground where it's their sanctum, where they can have fun. They can pretend to be like a superhero or something like that. So, like I said, there aren't a lot of places where we can do that. And I think the most common product out there that would probably be similar to you guys would be like Vivi's product, the Viviverse. And I'm going to be honest, like, although the Viviverse is cool, it is very limited at the moment. And you're right, there's not a lot of demand for metaverses in general at the moment. But in the future, there will be. And right now, that product does have like a stable usability for like a sandbox game.
Yeah.
So for you guys, because they're different, right? They're kind of going for like a Sims type of model.
Yep.
What will make the Cryptoverse more unique and also different and usable as an experience? We're all looking for an experience. And how does that tie to Abstract?
Yeah, so experience-wise, we want to offer variety, right? And you know, we don't want to fit into a specific box and saying like, Cryptoys is an open world platform, or Cryptoys are micro apps. Like,
yeah,
we want to build a platform that has lots of different apps on top of it, some of which would be an open world style experience. That's one play pattern that we see as part of the future of the toy industry, and play patterns that I think people of all ages are interested in. Some people want that open world Roblox-y style experience, while other people, like, for example, like, you know, I'm a busy parent. Yeah, I know you guys are as well. Sometimes we have like 15 minutes, right, to just like get in a game, or like we're standing in line at the grocery store, right, and we just want to like do something real quick, try to level up, or just have some fun or decompress. Open world experiences aren't going to be well suited for those moments for us, right? We need something we can get in, get out of, have fun with, etc. Maybe even a social experience that we could like do something and post on Twitter or on social. So we see offering variety, and you know, the mobile app is going to be really key for all this. As you guys know, we do have some web-based games and experiences that you could already play with through your backpack. If you go to the ZooFo Escape characters, there's a play button on your unwrapped ZooFo Escape characters that you could then, you know, interact with in different ways. And we want to bring that to some of the other IPs very, very soon, and we are going to. But the other things that we want to do is really build on top of this mobile app that we got coming out next year, and on top of the mobile app, have these micro apps inside of them that we're constantly working with, not just people internally to build them, but like other Unity-based studios. There's hundreds of Unity studios all over the world that already have games and experiences that they could easily just tailor a little bit to Cryptoys and the IP, you know? So we're excited to open up that program and share more about that, but we want to offer variety, continually new things here.
Yeah, and I talk with Kid Arcade a lot about like gaming in general. I really think that the gaming industry is kind of where this place will flourish the most. And I agree with you. Like, just having just something to do. We're trying to do something similar with our website, as I'm developing a chess game, although it's a chess game, but like just something to keep someone on there, even for 15 minutes. I remember the game Snake. I used to just play around with that all the time. So I can understand that concept right there. But we do have a poly metaversalist on the panel. MetaBeast, do you have any insight, or do you have anything that you want to add to this, since we're kind of talking about metaverse?
Well, real quick, just to go back to the migration, at first I was surprised because I had purchased a cube shortly before the transition started happening, or however you call that period. And then I noticed recently that a new one popped in, and I just double checked. I still have one on Polygon, but I have the Abstract one. Is that the replacement of the Polygon one?
Yeah, so you're talking about the ones that are in your MetaMask wallet?
Yes.
So yeah, so when the ones that you teleported out we moved everything from Polygon to Abstract, and that's part of the migration. So you will get effectively airdropped this Abstract token that will be the token moving forward for, you know, what represents on your Cryptoys account. So everything before, it was two different chains. We had Polygon and Flow. Now it's going to be super clean. Everything's on Abstract. So yeah, that'd be the one to use moving forward. Yeah.
And then, that's exciting. That's exciting when I heard you that, because I agree. I go exploring all kinds of metaverse platforms that are currently available, try to stay up to date on ones that are building. And it's really, it's had its moments a few years ago, but it's tapered off quite a bit. But I agree that when you started talking about games, because that is definitely something huge, gaming within the metaverse has, it needs a lot. And I agree completely that doing something like that will boost it. So I'm very excited to for you guys to come out with that.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Yeah, we're excited as well. Lots to come that we're excited to announce soon. So just the tip of the iceberg here.
Awesome.
Is there anything that you want to add, MetaBeast, in terms of the metaverse side in general, or perhaps their Cryptoyverse? Not yet?
No, it would just be when.
Okay, got you. All right, D, I know you got a bunch of questions as well. And then also there's some questions in the chat I want to highlight, but we'll go to you, D.
I don't know if you kind of answer this with stay tuned. So I know, well, from what I've heard, that Abstract has been, like, people call it the digital amusement park for like crypto and just like having fun, building community and utility. So I guess I'm just curious on, like, will our toys get like possibly new features or a utility added due to the tech on Abstract?
There's lots of things that opens up, and lots of partnerships and things that we can tie into throughout the Abstract ecosystem for sure. So stay tuned, you know, to that. And then, of course, there are things that we're going to be able to do on our own as a platform and as an application that, you know, we'll continue to open up doors for. So, yeah, there's just be more that we can announce shortly. But you're absolutely right. That's a huge part of what makes Abstract great, is the collaborative nature of that entire set of builders. I'm in a group chat with all the CEOs and co-founders of folks that are building on top of Abstract, and everybody's like highly collaborative, and a rising tide lifts all boats. So
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for that, and to get our daughter in and get her, because she has some of her items in my backpack and Hinano's backpack. So
those are all her items. They're not mine.
Yeah, we're just holding them.
The grills are hers.
Yeah, they're all hers. So it's all her tickets. Anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for that. So yeah, I guess we'll stay tuned to when you guys can announce that, and we can, you know, start collecting more, or just kind of traversing and finding more about you know, how to use the Abstract chain, how to use their website. Because I created my account too, and a while ago, and I was like, oh, cool, I can like start doing stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm on like the bronze tier, which is like the beginners. I'm like, I gotta get together with Bones. He's gotta hook me up with like ways to, like, you know, move up the tier. So what? I want Dean Hinano. Dude, you're adopted. Come on.
That is a different show, my friend. A completely different show. Big bro, you're up. Go ahead.
No, man. Just excited to talk about it. And yeah, I think all the things that I wanted to know has been answered, especially with the Abstract collaboration. Just a lot of things that we're all waiting to see what the future holds, and is being very excited.
Yeah,
all right.
exciting.
Well, I got a couple more questions for you, Will. So basically, we were in Vegas, and it was announced that Vivi has a collect chain coming out. And what's kind of interesting about this new collect chain that is being created by Dr. Profit is it will embed royalties and the IP rights directly into the blockchain protocol. So how does this affect what you guys are doing on Abstract? And I know I'm not trying to make this as a competitive thing, but, you know, in the end, these are businesses, these are competing chains. what makes Abstract so competitive to where it can kind of like, outshine what other competitors might be doing in the space?
Yeah, I don't know much about Collect Chain. I'm sure they're doing some really cool stuff over there. So from an Abstract perspective, it focuses a lot on usability, ease of use, and obviously the fact that we're on Abstract Chain, meaning Disney had to approve it. Disney had to review it and research it and approve it. So they're very comfortable with how Abstract's set up. Obviously, royalties are a big deal whenever you're working in the licensed digital collecting space. You have to make sure royalties are enforced, and obviously we can do that on Abstract Chain. There's been strides throughout the entire industry on that, with like things like ERC 721C, new standards that have been really put out and enforced that make sure royalties are getting paid and that can't be circumvented. So the whole industry has made a lot of progress there, especially anybody that's building on top of ETH and is an ETH L2 or something like that. So we've set things up in a really great way at Abstract. We're very excited, not just by the technology and all the security it provides for us and our partners, but also just from a usability perspective, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is that users and paying customers enjoy using the app, that it feels seamless, that they could refer it to their cousin or to their brother-in-law or their sister-in-law, and it's just easy for them to like jump on super, super quickly. Right. So like that's where we feel Abstract really shines. And I'm sure every chain has their own unique approach to it. But, we're very confident in Abstracts and excited, how we continue to push Web3 forward and doing our part. As you guys know, like, we've chatted multiple times. Like this space is so small. I hardly see anybody as competition. I see us all as like collaborating to grow the entire pie. Right. We all need to add our own flavors of product to just bring people in as a whole, right? I know if I do a good job, people will discover Web3 through Cryptoys and then, become a VV user. And I hope that, folks can do the same on the other side of things, right? And vice versa. People can come on through VV, discover Cryptoys, or whether that be McFarlane or anybody else in the industry, Pinnacle, etc. So we all are working together. I think that's actually, a lot of people don't realize this, but all the leadership teams, we all know each other, and we really are very friendly and collaborative with each other. Like there's no hostility, and we're all working towards the same goal. It's like, how do we bring 10 million people to digital collecting? And we all need to offer our own flavors, right? If we're all similar products, we're not going to grow the space, right? So we're all trying to do our part and offer something just a little bit different so that every person out there has something that they can come to digital collecting and say like, oh, this product is interesting. It fits my bill. I'm going to try this first and then explore other things. And
that's what I love about you, Will. It's the one thing that I always keep bringing up that you always say is a rising tide lifts all ships. And that's the one thing here, or at least as a content creator, we try to be the one space where it's like, okay, we're going to try to be accepting towards everyone, for better or worse sometimes, right? And that's what I love that you guys are trying to do here. And I bring the question up not necessarily as in, oh, that's the competition, but like in the business world, it does have that sense to it.
Totally.
Symbolism.
Yeah,
So,
and I get that viewers are interested in how certain experiences will differentiate, and yeah, totally get it. So.
Yeah. So real quick, I want to get some questions here from the comments just to kind of get over here. From Digital Toys, when will, and I'm pretty sure we kind of touched on this in the beginning, but when will the market open again? Last time I checked, it was down. Is it still down till after migration?
Yeah, and by the way, I love that handle, Digital Toys with Tommy. Awesome. I just love seeing, whenever I see Digital Toys out there, it makes me happy. So as mentioned earlier in the stream, we're going to be doing the first mint, which is Mickey and Friends. Will be the first like kind of native Abstract mint, which is very exciting, by the way, and very significant. So like I encourage folks, if you're interested in Cryptoys and haven't made the jump to it, like this will be a very significant mint for us, and we plan to celebrate a lot of the collectors around it in a very exciting way. And then shortly after the Mickey and Friends mint, we'll be opening back up the marketplace, because that'll really complete all the technical aspects of the migration to make sure that everything's running smoothly. So,
all right, and then one more from Digital Toys right here. Can we use our Cryptoys in Other Side? I'm believing that's another project, and I'm not aware of that one.
Yeah, Other Side. So right now, can't do it at the moment, but it's always cool. We're always looking at ways to expand utility for Cryptoys and partner with folks. So yeah, you never know, but right now, no plans at the moment.
We got
All right.
one more interesting question I want to go over from Ronnie Lido. And he says, Elon Musk recently came out and said the near future, there will be no apps anymore. It'll be all AI. Are you looking into pivot of this way this technology is going with AI and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys know, like, we've been very AI forward in this company. We created a lot of technology for child safe AI and COPPA compliancy around AI. You know, we built something called Chat Guardian that we're very proud of, that we still have, you know, that we're going to use in some unique ways moving forward. But yeah, you know, I think that perspective, which basically feels like, hey, look, I can open up Chat GPT and ask it 15 different things that I used to need an app for. And now I don't need an app for. I can just ask ChatGPT, and it gives me the weather information. It gives me, you know, things that I used to get on Wikipedia, et cetera. So I do agree that a lot of things are going to be heading that way. I think where we might be a ways away from certain things there is on like interactivity and playability and social features, because AI is not going to give you that. Like, I'm not able to connect with you guys in ChatGPT, right? Or I'm not able to play my favorite game inside AI, you know, based chat interfaces. So I think that there's some truth to that, but I think in other areas that we might be a ways away from that as well. So there's a balance.
All right. So we talked about users. You guys talk about trying to bring users into the space. I have this conversation with Video Shane constantly. Every year I see him, and we're still kind of like in the, you know, the drawing board phase of how do we do that, right? So
Yeah.
I looked at Abstract, and it states that there is about a good 150, 250,000 wallets that are active on that chain per day. So what is the onboarding process you guys are looking at to kind of like grow your community? You guys already have your OG community here on the digital collecting side, but that Abstract community is pretty big. I remember when you guys announced, you guys got a lot of traction on your posts. Kind of give us your guys' strategy on how to onboard these new users into the Cryptoys ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a great question. And there's lots that are in the works there. And you'll see a lot of it roll out very natively here on the timeline here over the next few weeks and inside Discord and all that. Abstract's done a phenomenal job cultivating a really great community around this like really tight ecosystem that's rewarding folks, you know, via their participation with XP points, with badges and things like that, that have this really unique flywheel that people love and stick around for. And everybody's really invested in each other's success. They all want to see Abstract do well. Obviously all the app builders like myself want to see Abstract do well, but the community wants to see it do well as well. So there's lots of unique things that we'll be doing to invite the Abstract ecosystem onto Cryptoys and to discover Cryptoys. I mean, having the Disney IP on the Abstract ecosystem is huge for that chain. And we're very, very excited. We're going to be celebrating that in many unique ways. So yeah, stay tuned. There's lots of ways that we're excited to get folks involved. And, you know, we're really focused on helping grow Abstract to millions and millions of users. You know, you gave some numbers earlier on, but that's, you know, they have much bigger ambition than that, right? And I think every single chain, what they need for is great applications that they can point to and put some weight behind that users cannot be onboarded into. Because most likely, you know, Web 2 users, they're not going to sign up for a chain. Doesn't matter which chain. It could be Abstract, it could be Base, it could be Solana, it could be ETH, without a reason to sign up. It's not like, hey, I just want to sign up to this chain to check it out. They need an application to then sign up for an account, et cetera, that gives them a reason to really, you know, create a wallet and whatnot. So, you know, we hope that we're one of the primary apps that bring people on board. There's a lot of great apps and a lot of great builders on Abstract with their own unique flavor. And we just want to play our role into onboarding the next like few million people into Web3, obviously onto Abstract at the same time. If we do a good job with it, you know, that's a byproduct of that. So you know, we really are focused on working with that team to make that goal happen.
Yeah,
Right
and
on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, just building on that. So you know, you having your people from Abstract coming into Cryptoys, but like, what's the process going to be like for like people like me who have like a bunch of Cryptoys and now we're trying to get into Abstract? Is there kind of like an onboarding thing there where we're able to kind of learn what Abstract's about and kind of get into their ecosystem?
Absolutely. So there's great resources for that, and I really encourage folks, like everybody that's been an OG Cryptoys supporter and user. It's very exciting for now you guys to see the broader Abstract ecosystem and learn about that chain and the rewards that they're giving and the incentives that they're giving, and just that incredible community and ecosystem. As Hinata pointed out, right? You saw the traction that the post got. There's a lot of real fans and believers in that ecosystem. So join the Discord. Abstract has a great Discord. Join their Telegrams. Follow them on Twitter. Obviously pull up Abstract there, on their website. Go to abs.xyz and go to the portal. There's portal.abs.xyz, which is basically the app store. So you can see there's a little green button at the top that says enter portal, and that will help you discover all these great streamers and applications, and it's super consumer friendly. You could give this portal experience to anybody that's not even familiar with Web3, and they would figure out how to tune into a live stream, how they would access an application. It was meant to be very, very seamless, and they've done a great job with it. So yeah, highly encourage you guys check that out.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at was, a lot of us, we like to use the term the easy button here, and that's exactly what we need. You're right. Nobody's going to care if it's an L2, L1, or L35. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they just want click and get in there. Boom, we're done. Buy this, sell that, play this, hang around with a bunch of people, and not really want to worry about the fuss. So let's just use me as an example. Say I'm a user, never been to Abstract or never been to Cryptoys. Could you kind of give me your elevator pitch or your sell me this pen moment on how would you convince me as a consumer to get on Abstract, and why should I, what's the elevator pitch, Will?
Yeah, I would say the elevator pitch is if you've heard about Web3, if you heard about NFTs, and you've heard about this really exciting industry, this is the easiest way to get started. Super easy, super affordable, meant like to be, replicated and built like a Web2 experience that you're familiar with. If you've signed into any application with Google before, you could jump in right into Web3 with this type of experience. And then you're joined and met by a community of like-minded people that are very passionate, that can show you the ropes and can connect with you. And all of a sudden you'll find your tribe in Web3 really, really quickly through the Abstract ecosystem. So it's the best 0 to 1 experience in crypto. It's got one of the most passionate communities in crypto. It's very early in the Abstract ecosystem. So I know folks, they want to jump into things early. Here's a really, really fast rising chain and ecosystem that's still very early. So if you want to have an impact in the community, you could easily be one of the top voices if you're showing up the right way inside the Abstract ecosystem. It's very welcoming and a very warm ecosystem. So that's my elevator pitch on Abstract if I were to take it from the Abstract perspective.
Do you have a referral link I can click right now? Oh,
just join in and say, hey, Will sent you,
There you go.
So speaking of like new people who wouldn't really know,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, especially if they're not in the know, they hear crypto and they think like, like things that can get scammed. I don't want to click different things and stuff like that. Have you guys thought about how to introduce the new people and just to ease their mind on the security of these different things? If it's as easy as you say, is it also like easy for them to be protected from like a lot of these different scams and stuff that are out there, that these new people will, if we do get a lot of people in there,
yeah,
that will bring in the other people like, I can try to scam these people, right? So like,
yeah, I would say like that's always a concern inside Web3. Look, that's like the double-edged sword of decentralization, right? And like you having custody of your own stuff, right? At the end of the day, it's your stuff under your own mattress, right? It's so you have to make sure it's protected and all that good stuff. I would say the beauty of the combination between Abstract and Cryptoys is you have, if you want decentralization and self-custody, you have those aspects and elements. But for most people, they log into Cryptoys via Abstract, and it's a custodial backpack and wallet, right? That it's protected, and if you have any issues, you just hit up support. You don't have to worry about all the Web3 self-custody and complexity if you don't want that. If you do want that, we offer abilities for you to have that. But most people, when they enter crypto, they start a Coinbase wallet, right? And a Coinbase wallet is a custodial account. You're not having self-custody of that. You trust Coinbase that, hey, when you want to transfer your Bitcoin, that they'll be able to honor that. But most people still, I think 99% of people, that's their first step, is setting up for Coinbase, and they can learn. So Cryptoys, we feel, is similar. I think most people want to try NFTs and digital collectibles and enter the ecosystem. They'll get in through Abstract and Cryptoys, and then they'll want to take that that next intermediary step into decentralization and self-custody, and they can dive into that with knowledge and reading the right articles and connecting with the right community members to show them how to do that.
Also, one more thing, in just thinking from like the ease of use of people, I remember there was a time where you guys were talking about Toykins and being able to buy the cards at Walmart, just like Roblox, right?
Yep.
Are those plans still in place? Like, because that would be an easy way for grandma to buy their grandkids something real fast. It's boom, boom, and then they're in. You know what I mean?
100%. So you'll see initially in this kind of first wave after we've migrated to Abstract that we are deprioritizing Toykin for now, because a lot of people wanted just to be able to use their fiat, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and also their crypto. So it was very easy for them to do that, and we thought it would remove a little complexity to take out the virtual currency. But we will bring that back when the time is right, and you'll see 2026 will be a really interesting year for us and an exciting year, because that's when we're really going to push forward with a lot of marketing efforts to make this product feel really natural for regular consumers, not just the crypto native folks, right? So stay tuned for that, and that'll tie a lot into the virtual currency.
All right. I have two more questions for Will, and then I'm pretty much done after that. And then we do have some questions in the comments. We're looking good on time. D, go ahead.
No, I was just kind of talking about the cards. That's what I'm looking forward to, because every year for birthdays and Christmas and special graduation occasions, I always ask our daughter, "What do you want for this occasion?" Oh, can I get Starbucks card? Can I get iTunes card? And can I get Robux? Robux is the thing.
For sure.
So I'm gonna be able to tell her, yes, I can buy you some like Toykin gift cards, or to go check out Cryptoys. So
that'd be amazing.
This has been on my list. This has been on my list. Fonz, where's Fonz? I remember asking him about the gift cards.
Yes. And it's like, it's so easy. Like, you can just literally gift anybody that, and it doesn't have to be physical, because you know how you can go on Amazon and purchase an e-gift card. Is that what it's called? An electronic one. That's gonna be like just mind-blowing.
And nobody ever forgets their first NFT. So like, if I always want to like give people and friends like it's a proud moment for me when I can send them their first digital collectible or NFT, because they'll always remember that for the rest of their life, and you can still have that impact on 99% of the population, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a funny story about that. I sent Comic Guy. Everyone on this panel knows who the Comic Guy. He's a really good friend of ours. He's in McFarlane. He's a McFarlane mod, but his first interaction with us and his first Cryptoy was from us.
Amazing.
And what was so cool about that, it was that interaction of getting a first Cryptoy, which established our friendship with this person. That when we've been friends with this guy for almost 2 years, it's because of that Cryptoy. And I remember that. So that does have a lot of meaning and special. My first NFT, Will, was a popcorn bucket from AMC. I don't know if you remember that, from AMC Connect. So that was my first NFT.
I love that.
And speaking of NFTs, Digital Toys is asking, I need more Leia. When another Star Wars drop?
Soon. I would say soon. So first one on Abstract is going to be Mickey and Friends, and then we're going to do the Star Wars one shortly after that, most likely. So stay tuned. And again, we want to make sure, obviously, the OGs are going to be taken care of, and also these new wave of Abstract folks, because there'll be lots of new folks collecting Cryptoys for the first time. We're kind of, the way we look at it is like, this is like really phase one of the company still to this day, right? Like, we're still so early. I would say as we get into 2026 and probably the second half of 2026, you're going to see this company evolve in an exciting way. And that's going to be real phase two of the company. And I really want to make sure that we take care of everybody that's been here in phase one, because like the support that you guys have shown the company, and to take chances on us and to bet on us, like as we're still trying to climb up the mountain, it's never forgotten. And I would also say that, like, I know we haven't done everything perfectly. I don't think there's any company in the space that can do everything perfectly, because we're all figuring this out together. If anybody says they're an expert in NFTs and Web3, run in the other direction, because nobody's been in the space long enough to be an expert, right? We're all and that's the beauty of the space, is we're all figuring this out together. And I would say we've learned a lot from the previous chapter of the company, and as we go into this next chapter. So if there's anything you saw from Cryptoys previously that you're like, you could have done this better, you could have done that better, we hear it. We heard your feedback. We've recalibrated a bunch. We hope that you give it another chance and you look at it again, because this is really, really a new era for the company, and a lot of it's a net new. New approaches to how we're doing drops, new approaches to how we're rewarding customers and people that have been loyal and stuck with us. It's really an exciting time. So, for folks that are here for these, that have been here, but also going to be participating in these next couple drops before we get into phase 2, I'll never forget you guys, and we're going to find ways to take care of everybody for sure.
So one of my favorite things about Cryptoys was being able to share them and transfer them. I remember there was one time there was a fudder. I don't remember his name, but he wasn't really into Cryptoys, and I was like, look, dude, what about this? What if I send you a Vader? It's not out of your pocket. You got it. And after that, he kind of was like, oh, okay. And he got it, right? Because he was able to see the unboxing experience and stuff like that. Now that we're going to Abstract, will we still be able to transfer and share those Cryptoys with our friends?
Yeah, the teleported Cryptoys, you'll be able to, the transfers will work in the same way. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay. So I love
that, and I love that, bro. Thank you so much for doing that and sharing, your stuff with other people. That's like, it warms my heart, and the fact that you had an impact on this person, it makes my day. So thank you for that. Thank you for being so generous.
And that's the fun, right? That's the fun of just like just spreading it, right? Like, look, man, like I know you don't get it and stuff like that, but check this out. Look at this Vader. Isn't this Vader cool? It's cool, right? They're like, well, it is kind of cool. Like, yeah, I bet, right? So like,
100%.
come on.
I know. And the vibes in the community are so good that we all like just love the product so much, and we just love hanging out, and like there's too much, the world's a crazy place, and there's too much already negative energy out there. We like to have spaces where we could just vibe out and connect with other good humans and just, talk about things that make us happy. And that's what I've always loved about the Cryptoys community, is that we can band together and always be there for each other.
Yeah. I have to say, so True Media, I think, well, they introduced me to you. So thank you for that. But yes, NFTs have their reveal, which people get all excited about. When I unboxed one of your guys' things, it was I don't know if anybody does anything like that at all, but it's one of the coolest things ever. So
I appreciate that so much. A lot of love and effort and time has gone into those unboxings. And as a team, we always said, this unboxing has to feel like a love letter from fans of the IP to fans of the IP. And that's what we strive for every single time we've done an unboxing experience. So thank you for saying that. And yeah, it's been beautiful to see people's reactions when they unbox. I mean, I remember seeing folks literally in tears emotionally from like unboxing a Star Wars Cryptoy for the first time, or somebody told me the other day, like unboxing a Mickey Cryptoy is like going to Disney World for 30 seconds.
I think it was the first time I ever actually did an unboxing and recorded it too. Yeah. And Abstract is big on streaming, so that's a great place to be.
I think it's great, and not to self-promote here, but of course I'll do it, and I'll be I'll be a good community member here. Like, you guys would crush on Abstract. Like this stream, like they have native streaming built right into the portal, so you guys, and I'm pretty sure you could simulcast, like you could have your StreamYard plugged into it, so you're still doing YouTube and Twitter and whatnot, and then you can tap into that Abstract audience as well. So yeah,
how do we get the backstage pass, Will? How do we get the backstage pass?
Slide in my DM. Slide.
Oh, we're sliding. All right, we're sliding. So I got 2 more questions for Will. D, anything else you guys want to ask him before we go? We're getting close to the hour mark here. I'll start with you, MetaBeast. We'll go down the line.
So yeah, I probably have a pretty good idea what the answer is going to be. But so somebody, Ronnie mentioned in the chats that Disney is building a metaverse, which I had heard, but then I thought they stopped. Have you guys been in talks? Is that where that's going by chance?
So I don't know exactly what they're referring to, but I am guessing that they're referring to the partnership that they did with Epic on Fortnite. So Disney made a big strategic investment into Epic Games to build out Fortnite worlds and like really immersive worlds on top of the Fortnite platform. So I believe that's what they're referring to. So it's a little bit different than what we're doing. But of course, you know, Epic's a Disney partner, we're a Disney partner, so, you know, never say never. But I think that it's a separate thing that they're talking about.
All right, D.
Oh no, I don't have any more questions. I just had a thought when you guys were talking about the unboxing experience, and like people's reaction. So like even if like because you don't obviously pull like grills all the time when you unbox something, but it's just that experience, like, and you can have fun with it, especially when you're unboxing with your friends online or whatever. You can make up stuff like a mint number. It could be like the year of your dog's birthday, and it's just fun. Or like just make up something, and it's like, okay, that's like ridiculous, but it's kind of funny. So I think just to get the community together, that's one thing too that I really loved for when we had like our unboxing, our unofficial unboxing parties on stream. Those are really cool. Just yeah, to get people in the doors and just experience that with you.
We got to do more of those for sure. Those are always a good time. So definitely after we do this first mint, we got to get some unboxing parties in the books.
Yes,
Ready
sign me
to go.
I'm there.
Yeah, love it.
Big bro.
Yeah, man. Just nothing really to add. Just really grateful for you, Will, coming on and just going into all these different spaces and being open to answer all questions. I know a lot of times we see people that they'll get the questions and they'll kind of go into the turtle shell and like, I don't know about that. But I think you have been very, very, very just on it when it comes to constructive criticism, right? And I really believe that shows great leadership, and that shows people like, all right, we're rocking again. We're ready to roll. So just want to give you a big kudos on that, man.
Thank you, guys. That means the world to me. And yeah, I'm here for the long term, man. I love this space. Like I told you guys before, there were good days, but there were also tough days, and when you're running a company, especially in a very early industry, in a nascent industry, you're going to have moments where you get tested. And when you get tested, it's like the universe asking you. I said it on your show right the other day. It's like, are you sure you really want this? And every single time we got posed with that question, we said, absolutely, we want this, and we're ready to push forward. And that's what we're able to get to today, is saying how much we believe in this industry, and we know we're still in the early days, and we want to be one of those companies that you can point to 5-10 years from now and be like, man, like they pushed through and they made it happen and they did it and they stuck through the good times and the bad times, and we're here, and hopefully we're all celebrating together, at a Comic-Con or a D-Con or something like that, and we're all partying and talking about the good old days, So well, I appreciate all you guys for sticking with us, for riding with us, and we think the best is yet to come.
Yeah, and Will, before I ask my last two questions, I really want to kind of like put this notion out in the air for you. Is I want to see you everywhere, man. I want you to be like Stan Lee, where you just pop up out of nowhere, you say some wisdom, and then you pop away, right? Like synonymous with Stan Lee is what Will Weinrob will be in this space, because I really feel like having you guys back is a good thing. And I want to see more of you guys out there. My only suggestion is get on as much shows as you can. Like, even some uncomfortable ones if you're willing. But that's what I love to see, is like a Will Weinrob, Stan Lee type of person out there. I got last two questions for you, brother. The second to the last is, looking ahead, what's the most exciting thing Abtract Chain could mean for Cryptoys fans in, say, the next 2 years?
I would say distribution. I'd say, I really believe that they're going to play a pivotal role in helping us grow this community. At the end of the day, that's the biggest value add that they can provide. It's on us for a lot of the things to like provide great experiences and build the application out more and provide new features and functionality and whatnot. But I think they're going to play a huge role in helping us grow the community, because that's what everybody wants to see, right? They want to see thriving, growing ecosystem of new users, and that it's growing month over month, and everybody will be happy if we do that. And I think everything takes care of itself as a byproduct of us growing the user base. So I'd say that'd be the biggest thing over the next couple of years.
Awesome. And then lastly, Will, you talk about NFT 2.0. I've seen some articles about this, but I kind of want you to kind of end the show with this notion of NFT 2.0, because I really think it's fascinating. And I think it's a really good way to kind of like close this out for this hour. Could you let the audience know what you mean by that?
So for NFT 2.0, I really believe that when we look at the space like 10 years from now, we're going to see the first version of NFTs, like the PFPs and the JPEGs and whatnot, as like really the first inning of this incredibly emerging and evolving industry. I talk a lot about the corollaries between NFTs and MP3s. They remind me in a similar way of each other, where remember when MP3s came out, it was all about MP3, the file format, right? Download an MP3, get an MP3 player. Here's why MP3s are a big deal. And everybody just talked about MP3s to the end of the day. Nowadays, you fast forward 20 years later, and you use MP3s every single day, and you don't even realize they're MP3s. You stream things on Spotify and Apple Music. You listen to YouTube videos where MP3s are embedded in those YouTube videos as the soundtrack and the audio files. But like, we just want to listen to music. We just want to watch a YouTube video, and the technology helps us do that. And NFTs, I really believe, if you fast forward 10 years from now, will follow a similar trajectory where a user will buy a digital toy and they'll play with a digital toy, and to 9 out of 10 people, they're just going to know it's a digital toy. It happens to be an NFT, and it happens to be something that you can buy, sell, and trade, and that you have true ownership over. But it'll be a digital toy or a digital collectible or a piece of digital art, and that's all people are really going to care about. They're going to know this is something I love, that it's very interesting because it's digital, and there's a global community, and I know I have true ownership over it. And the NFT word will just kind of fall into the background. And the other aspect of NFT 2.0 that I think is really important is to achieve that mission and that vision, you need fun, fandom, utility, entertainment. You can't just lead with, here's digital collectible, you should own it, hopefully number go up, that's why you should have this thing, right? You need to have reasons for people to buy this that makes sense for regular consumers that don't even care about the financial aspect. We've financialized this industry to our detriment, right? And that's really been something that a lot of users have complained about, is I don't want to join the NFT space because all y'all care about is money, and it feels like a scam and whatnot. And people's guards go up really quickly instead of leading with fun, fandom, entertainment. And the truth is, if we do a good job with that, the money's a byproduct. Just like a first edition Charizard is worth $100,000 because they led with fandom, fun, entertainment, utility. So NFT 2.0 is about talking less about the technology, talking more about the utility and the fun and the fandom and the things that you can do there, and really giving people beyond financial reasons to jump into this space and get excited for the first time. So that's NFT 2.0.
Love it. Love it. Guys, this has been Future Watch. I want to thank Will for coming on and just going through this rapid fire questions. I think you did a phenomenal job, by the way. I want to thank our audience for coming in here and also, interacting with us. And also the people watching live, if you're watching live now or on the replay. Will, this has been fantastic. Like I said, again, I really hope we see you more around the spaces. And I just want you to close it out. Your final words for the audience, and then we're going to get out of here.
I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for spending some of your day with us, whether you're watching here on the live stream or whether you're watching the recording. I'm just super grateful that you're here and rocking with us. And thank you for still believing. It's going to be an exciting next chapter, and we're excited to build this with you guys.
All right, guys. We will be back in about a half an hour with virtual radio. And then also, if you want to catch our awesome fireside chat with Will, go and watch the replay. We have the replay of that X space that's on our YouTube channel. Also, follow Will as well on his socials right here on X. And then also the Cryptoys account. Look right here. They do have this new post that just came out from Mickey and Friends. And then right here is their handle. And then also go to the website as well at Cryptoys.com. And if you don't have an account, sign up. Guys, this has been great. Thank you so much, Will. Thank you so much to the audience. And guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care and aloha.